my girlfriend. Only went on a pity date with me, now we're planning our wedding. I'm a 28-year-old guy who has had a massive crush on my girlfriend ever since our school days. We went to the same school, although she was a year ahead of me. My crush was so well known that everyone in school knew about it. If I was anywhere near her, people would give us mischievous smiles, and if we were sitting close to each other, my friends would tease me relentlessly. It was impossible for her not to know. However, I never had the courage to ask her out. After school, we moved to different parts of the world for our education, and we weren't even Facebook friends. About 3.5 years ago, I was attending a friend's birthday celebration when I saw her again. She had become even more gorgeous. The birthday friend was a mutual friend from our school and knew about my crush. There were a few more mutual friends there who also knew and encouraged me to talk to her. So I finally approached her, heart pounding, and had a small conversation. She recognized me from school, and we had a nice talk, exchanged numbers and socials. With great trepidation, I did some light detective work to find out if she was single. To my great relief, I didn't find any presence of guys in her feed, so my hopes went up a little. I reached out to her to hang out, fully expecting her to turn me down, but to my great surprise, she accepted. We hung out, discovered we had a lot in common, and decided to meet up again. Things picked up from there, and eventually, we became boyfriend and girlfriend. She is everything I expected and more, and she is extremely happy with our relationship. We've even been discussing marriage. Last weekend, we hosted her best friend and her husband for dinner at our house. I had known her best friend during our school days, and she was a good friend too. After dinner, we were chatting, and everyone except me was pretty drunk as they were staying the night at our place. During the conversation, her drunk best friend suddenly turned to my girlfriend and said, "Look how happy you are today. I feel proud seeing you two together." I smiled and thanked her. Then she continued, saying to my girlfriend, "You didn't even want to give this guy a chance and only agreed when I pestered you to go on a pity date with him. Your plan was to let him down easy after the date, but now you guys are talking about your future together, and it makes me so happy that I convinced you to take a chance on him. Can you imagine if you had stuck to your original plan?" Her husband realized the awkwardness and led her away to sleep. I could see that my girlfriend was visibly stressed. We went to bed, and when she joined me after changing, she was already in tears. She took my hand and said, "Please don't mind her words." I asked her if it was true, and she admitted it was. She knew I had a massive crush on her, so when I asked her out, she didn't want to be mean by turning me down harshly. She discussed it with her best friend, who was also her roommate at the time. Her best friend convinced her to give me a chance, but with the intention of letting me down easy after 2-3 dates. However, we clicked together, and here we are 3 years later. I hugged her and said it was okay, not to worry about it as it was water under the bridge, but obviously, it still bothered me. She seemed to catch on as she had been extra attentive and loving since the incident. So, Reddit, on one hand, I am the guy who is literally going to be engaged and eventually married to my crush, and our relationship is even better than I imagined. On the other hand, it does sting a little to know that she only agreed to go out with me because she pitied me. Please knock some sense into me before I self-sabotage this wonderful relationship. Thank you. Update. So here's what happened after I made the post. In the morning, the best friend apologized for her insensitive comments the night before. She said she got too drunk and just wanted to take credit for setting us up and playing matchmaker, but ended up blurting out unnecessary things. I told her she didn't need to apologize and thanked her for getting my girlfriend and me to go on that first date. After the best friend left, I talked to my girlfriend about my feelings and asked why she was hesitant about going out with me initially. She took my hands and explained that it just felt awkward. She had known for years about my crush on her. I was younger, and her friends sometimes teased her by mentioning my name. Almost all our mutual friends knew about my crush on her. When I asked her out, she felt awkward because she thought I was more into her than she was into me, even before a single date. She was certain reality would never meet my fantasy, so she wanted to avoid it. She also admitted she thought I was a bit weird, lol. But after her best friend vouched for me, she decided to go out with me and let me down easy after 2-3 dates. I asked what changed after the first date, and she said, "Well, you didn't give off any weird vibes. Yes, you were very happy and nervous, but I didn't get any creepy vibes from you. You were just a guy with a crush, and we had insane chemistry even on the first date. Now 3 years later, I think I have a bigger crush on you than you ever had on me." After this conversation, we went out to dinner at the same restaurant where we had our first date. We even tried to order the same dishes, but one had been discontinued, so we decided to try something entirely new. Anyways, that was the update, guys. Thank you for reminding me how lucky I am.